Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Yapkosota, the podcast where we break down the meta, the drama, and the history of Roblox girls in Panzer community. I'm your host, Fam, and today we have a guest who is basically running 3 different schools, as well as being the manager of the North American division and the head of the media team. Hello, Milk.
Hello, Junior. Thank you for having me on your podcast, Yapkosota.
And no problem. You know, despite this being the 5th episode, you're actually the first guy I'm talking to. It's kind of crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It definitely. I'm surprised I'm the fifth. If it was me, I'd be the first. But you'll make up to it. You'll make up for it later.
I'll make up for it. Don't worry about it. Well, like always, or it's your first time, but I'm just saying this. Like always, I have some questions I'd like to ask you. So, without further ado, let's get started, shall we?
Let's do it.
So, how would you introduce yourself to the people who might not be aware of who you are?
Um, I would probably introduce myself. I would probably start by saying probably my school titles. I'd probably say I'm the BCF commander and like Blue Division commander, just because that's what people are usually they want to know more. I don't like yeah, I'm the USST commander and the NA manager, but I don't really if I'm meeting someone who doesn't know who I am, I usually tell them, "Oh, I'm the BCF commander" first because usually if it's like a new person joining the community, they want to know who's in charge of the school so they can contact. So I would introduce probably myself as that the BCF commander, the Blue Division commander, and then after the USST CO, and then probably the last would be NA manager. And I guess as well the media team is at the last part.
Yeah. Well, speaking of USST, right? What is it like being in USST, like being as the commander and all that? And also, along with this, what are the criteria to join USST?
You know what? That's it's funny you say that because I actually did not when I first got in the community, I did not want to be in USST. Because I'm sure as you remember, USST back then used to be a hardcore friend group back then. And I really did not like that. And so I really, really did not want to be in USST. So after some time, after I kind of got my bearings and started getting more involved in the community, and I think USST, I think when it was Akiko was no. It was I think it was Phantom. It was either Phantom or Akiko. Um, and I think then Zoom took it over, and then I believe Shane got it, Tyrus got it, and then I got it. I only kind of aspired to be USST CO when Shane was got it, because that's when I was kind of like, I guess in my eyes, I kind of like done what I wanted to do, and I kind of felt like, okay, now I'm ready. And USST was kind of out of that friend zone kind of area, and now it was kind of becoming like an actual thing. Not that it wasn't a thing before, but it was becoming more proper. Um, and so that's when I started to aspire to be CEO, and it's been great. I've really taken on from what me and Tyrus's idea of kind of giving back to the community and trying to not just make USST a school where it's like the elite, but also it's a school where the most experienced people also reach out to the other schools, and we've been doing great at that. We've helped out Asian Yatco, as I'm sure you're aware. We've helped out Pravda a bit. We've especially helped out what was the other school? We've been helping out. We did help out BCF a little bit. I've been kind of involved in BCF. Um, they're just kind of helping out, and we kind of maybe every 2 to 3 months, we kind of swap schools. So right now, some of my guys are helping out new schools, and what we've done is that there's a three kind of leader for each time zone. There's an Asian time zone, there's a North American time zone, there's a European time zone. And the officers there, they are tasked with reaching out to said schools to establish, hey, let's make a connection and let me help teach your guys who for example, like I know Scoop, Michi, and Justin have been worked very good with Asian Yakko, and so they would kind of sit with them and kind of work with them and kind of get things sorted. And it worked out well, and Asian Yakko got a match, won a match, and we were very very proud of them. We all congratulated them. So it's just a lot of it's giving back. It's been good trying to. It feels like you're doing something greater than just kind of just sitting around in UST and like, oh, the school won the tournament. It's time for the tournament match, you know. Instead, we actually get to do something this time, and so I feel like there's a bit more purpose into USST, and people kind of see us more often now compared to like the twice every year match. And I would say because I get the question a lot in terms of USST is that anyone, because people always ask me. In fact, when I was on my break, people asked me how to join USST. Is that it's anyone can try out for USST. You know, where we don't want to be biased or limit. It's because some people may show, and who knows, maybe the brand new person may outperform someone that is who's been in the community for so long. You know, all that matters is it's when it's under the lights. And if you show up and you do your best, and hey, I did better than this guy who's been here for 3 years, then you're gonna move on to the next stage. And then from there, if you keep moving through the stages and you keep showing and doing the work, then you'll be good. But there's also the behavior aspect, and we want to make sure that the people that are in USST are, you know, good people. We don't want you causing trouble. Uh, you know, and we want to make sure, you know, USST is a good name, and it's important to be in USST, but we want to make sure that USST has a good reputation. We definitely want to get rid of that friend zone status, and I think we've been doing a great job at that.
Yeah, thank you. I really understood when you said that USST used to be a friend group, and you know, I was on the same boat. I did not want to join USST for the longest time because back when I joined, right, 2018, ever since then on up until like 2022, 2023, it was just a friend group. It wasn't like the best of the best or anything like that, and it was very evident when we were fighting them as Jatkosota, and we won against them every time. It was quite funny actually. But nowadays, I see what's happening, and I'm thinking to myself, right? Maybe it's time. It's time to give in. I
Yeah,
asked
I mean,
around and thought that you guys just had done a tryout recently, so I have to wait until next year, and it broke my heart a little bit. It is what it is.
yeah, that's what we try to do. A trout every tournament, but this recent one was our first ever Asian tryout, and it went really good. The Asians, they did awesome. And so this next tryout is going to be for this summer tournament. It's going to be an Asian only tryout, and so the goal is to kind of get like not like a B team, but like if anything, an A team, an Asian team in USST, so they can have their own matches. You know, because unfortunately, you know, we're so there's so much NAEU time matches. You know, Asia is starting to pick up, which is awesome, and so I want like an Asian USST. You know, still of course under the USST thing, but kind of a little part of it that can get matches and do things. You know, so just so people who do want to fight USST or do stuff with USST can do so in that Asian time. It's funny that the friend group thing because I remember I think one of my first ever interactions with USST, I think it was Phantom. I don't remember, it was a long time ago, but it was a Bumble versus some other schools, and USST was their ally. And it was just so long ago. I remember it was on OVA, and I can't remember if it was Phantom or someone, and they started like using B tools, and they used B tools and like got my tank glitched in the ground and like colored all of our tanks yellow. I remember, and I was like, "What? Like, what is happening right now?" Because I was so new. I still thought USST was like the
The goat.
professional. And yeah, and they started like exploiting mid match, and I was like, "What the?" And so and I think after that, I was like, "Yeah, I'm done. I'm not joining USST." So I guess I really ate my words now. So now I'm CEO of USST. So how things change.
Yeah. Oh, what I think of what USST is doing nowadays, I think it's very commendable. Actually helping out the rest of the community and giving back, as you said before. So thank you for this, all of this.
Of course. Thank no, but thank you. You guys are. Every school has been very accepting of it. It's been great. We don't want to force a school into like, oh, we want to work with you. We want to work. It's always voluntary. And same with the officers. It's always voluntary. They do if an officer does not want to do this outreach program, that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I may look for a different officer, but if they do not want to, when they become an officer, I tell them, hey, this is the outreach program. I want to do this, or do you want to do this? So everyone that has been a part of it has been awesome. And we have so many people from different fields, different schools, and it's been great. And it's been a lot of fun. But thank you, all the schools for help letting us help them. And even sometimes, even if they don't need the help, maybe just a quick little talk, is sometimes perfectly fine.
Yeah. So next time when the track comes around, let me know. Okay, I'll be there.
Word, I'll be excited. We'll see if you could. We'll see. But what if you're like rusty, and then like you get knocked out first stage? Like,
Damn,
would you be
bro.
like ashamed?
You know, 8 years down the drain. That's all I'm saying.
It's like my first my f- it's my first time. Like, I waited this long, and you get knocked out. That would be that's like Germany. I think how Germany got knocked out against Morocco. It's like everyone expected you to do good, but he got knocked out, and everyone's like, it's like the biggest upset. I would be sad. I think I would be sad as well. I'd be like, damn, but the show must go on, right?
You're right. You know, if I don't get accepted, it's uh, it's a friend group. USST is a friend group. That's all.
Yeah. You know what? If that happens, I'll let you call us that.
Oh, let's move on to the next question, shall we?
Let's do it.
So, as the head of media, or what I consider you to be the head of media, do you think that more diverse and high quality content helps with player retention in any way, shape, or form?
I think so. Um, I think there's a lot of great workout right now with a lot of people making ads, posters, recruitment stuff. It's all great. It's just what I think about it is that, like, because there's so much talent out there, with Yoko, yourself. I've seen Bobby's ad, Shiraton's ad. Everyone has, potential to make an ad. There's no bad ad. So seeing and the media with that, but I think what people don't understand is I consider that media. Even if someone is making ad, I would say, this person's not maybe not officially part of the media team, but this person is making media. You are contributing to the community by making an ad. And I think, especially in recruitment plaza where people see these ads, that is the most biggest thing. People, they make an ad and they love seeing it. I remember Validax made a whole ad for Chiaton. It was awesome. I loved watching it. I think I would watch it over and over again. But I think all that stuff helps with player retention. Everyone loves to see themselves included in an ad. I love watching back all the old ads like Shrek would make of like Yatco, where it's like some BT42 edited over like some Eastern European ad. It's funny, 'cause, like, even the ads that some people may consider like quote unquote like, oh, this is like shoddy or bad. I still love them. I think they're funny. Um and but even going to like the official media stuff like tournaments, or even like this podcasting we're doing now. This is all great. Tournament streams in the past, they were a little rocky, and I think we're starting to get to a point where they are kind of getting to a shape. We still have the difficulty of manpower as always, but getting them to a shape where they are kind of that professional standard is good. You know, um, where I want people to feel engaged. I want people to feel like they are watching like some real like esports type of stuff. And obviously, unfortunately none of us are like actual esports commentators, but if I can let them like get excited, like when some dude in a Yakko T50 kills a bunch of Crusaders and like a Cromwell, I want them to get hyped. I want them to get excited because that's the funnest part is getting excited, and getting pumped like, oh, it's the tournament. This is I want it to feel legit, and I think that helps your player retention. And even if 5 people watch the tournament stream, whether it's live or they're in the stage. If I could engage with them or just get them that little bit excited, I think that helps a lot with retention. Getting people excited, getting people hyped up, I think that really, really helps. And I don't think it has to be high quality. I just think it has to be engaging. And to me, engaging is high quality.
Oh, as you mentioned, the older Sin Shadow news broadcasts were pretty low quality with Akiko. You know, just kind of pointing the camera and yapping about something else. I understand that
Yeah,
back then people were more bound to camping in one place and whatnot, and the matches took forever and ever to finish up. But they were rough. They were very rough. The quality
they
wise.
were. They were rough. They were very rough. And I think that's the tricky part is when a school is when obviously there are obviously in the tournament everyone they get nervous and camping is a given. People are going to camp. Whether it's for 1 minute or God forbid 30 minutes. But if you can just keep people engaged, even making like jokes like, "Oh, Yakko is still camping," or "BCF is still camping as usual," and you can keep them engaged. Or what we've been doing is talking about, I watch a lot of sports and you watch this kind of commentary videos where they talk about, hey, this is what Yakko might do, this is what Chiaton might do, this is what's in their loadout, this is what it takes to watch out for you know, hey, if we can take those dead zones of time where schools are camping or maybe they're just like kind of probing each other, if we can fill that with like, hey, here's some cool information or here's some stuff that, hey, X school might do this or Y school might do this or we should watch out for this. That is good stuff. Because then it keeps people engaged. Then because the worst thing is when people are, it's all slow and even as a cameraman, you're like, ugh, this is getting rough. It's just boring. You gotta fill the time. Or even just having a casual conversation. Or at times that's when I'll turn to the chat and see what people are saying in chat, or maybe we'll do like a quick poll. Just to see what's going on. Just to fill that dead zone. Even then it's all like off the cuff, but it's still good content and it's still engaging. And like I said, it doesn't have to be high quality, but as long as it's engaging, I think it's good.
Yeah, I catch myself watching your stream specifically, from the 2025 winter and summer tournaments and seeing how everything went down. And I just keep watching it and realizing how good you are at actually, commentating. The camera work might not be the best,
Uh,
but it's leagues better than what it was a year ago, 2 years ago, you know, and that's what's
yeah,
important.
exactly.
Oh, of course, thank you for doing all of this. It must be a logistical hellscape, getting everyone on and making everything like all the assets, the UI assets for the streams and whatnot. But people don't know that.
it, it is. It is a logistical nightmare. The trickiest part is the manpower, because obviously you need to stream, you need to have good quality, you need to have OBS, you need to know how to use OBS. And things I've had a lot of help from people like Yoko who made the overlay. And I go in and just put the text. That's all I do. And then of course there's someone in the chat. Oh, the Yakko logo is not aligned with the STG logo. Oh, this is worst stream ever. And I'm like, oh, so let me try to fix it real quick. Or sometimes the audio will be stacked on top of each other so you hear me twice. And it's never perfect, but um the effort is there. And I know sometimes like I mess up the audio or I don't realize, and then I film however how long of a tournament, and then at the end I watch it back and I realize, oh, you can hear me twice in the video. And then it's like, well, what can I do now? lesson for next time. So there's some, of course, some rocky patches, but I do get a lot of help, and the people that do help, like a DOS who helps do the camera work. Even if camera work is bad at occasion, it's the help is always I'm always grateful
Appreciated.
for the help,
Yeah.
especially the cameramen. They're great.
I wanted to say something. I forgot. Wait, no, I remember. I remember. You know, I'm doing all of this podcast stuff basically by myself, so we'll see how it goes afterwards, with all the audio and stuff. Because, like I said before, this is my first time actually talking to anyone, so hopefully your audio will be uh, good enough, you know?
Can you imagine if we did all this and you watch it back and it's just like not picking me up at all?
I really
That
hope that is not the case.
let's not manifest it. You're right. Let's not manifest it.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on. So, what are the steps that the media team is taking at the moment to advertise the community to the world?
um, so what we've been doing a lot is, from what I know, is that I think we've gotten the Reddit back online. We've obviously gotten this podcasting is starting to get going, which I'm really excited to see. Um, who knows? Maybe I'll drive and listen to Yapkosota podcast. That'd be interesting, right? But it's we've also and we're also the tournaments coming up. We're gonna start preparing for the the streams with that. So that's gonna be a whole big thing. And I believe, if I recall, I think we're making a TikTok. I think, if I'm correct. I do believe we're making. I know there's a Reddit. I know there's this and then the streams, and I think that we're making a TikTok.
We're actually making
Or I
a
think.
Twitter at
Oh, that's what
GuP
it was.
Media
It was
Team. At GuP Media Team.
yes,
Check it out.
that's what it was. A Twitter at GP Media Team. Check it out. Super cool. Super excited. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. I'm excited for that. The GP Media Team. We really gotta reach out. There's like a such a it's, there's such like a secret, not secret group, but there's such like a big pool of people we could totally get to. I remember um when I was starting to towards like the later end of Bumble, I just discovered the Bumble High School Discord, which is like a Bumble gaming Discord group. And it's full of Polish people, full of Polish people. And I considered I was going to reach out and like, hey, there's this Roblox community, join. And but I didn't, because I was like, you know what? That would be cool, but that would be so many people, and I think a majority of them like fully speak Polish and not English. That I was like, well, let me not do this. This will be like a backup. Um, but that's not to say that if you don't speak English, um, you are totally free to join, and there are so many people here that are diverse languages, and there are so many people that and there are so many people here that learn English through GOP. Oddly, crazy enough. Um, so there are, like I said, there's like a complete untapped group amount of people that we could totally reach out to and get them in the community. They just have to. I think a
Actually
big
find it,
barrier
yeah.
for them is sometimes they see Roblox and they're like, oh, I don't want to play Roblox, but it's fun. It's great.
Yeah, it really seems like this is a very niche community, despite us, having what 10,000 members on Roblox. Not even 1,000 of them are on the Discord server, and not even 100 of them are pretty much active. But how I found this community was I literally searched up on YouTube "Girls und Panzer Roblox" back in 2018, and I found a YouTube video of like on the old city arena, Saunders versus something else. I forgot. Jatkosota.
I think. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, but that's how I found this community, and it's kind of crazy to me, right? Because if I just didn't search that up at like 11 years old, I would have never found this community. For better or for worse.
I think I did it the old-fashioned way, where I would just search up in like the Roblox groups of like girls in Panzer. I think that's when it came up. And I remember I joined, and then I think I got scared. Like I joined the Discord and I left immediately after because I got scared. And I think I joined like a couple months later, and then I was going to join Yakko, but I joined Bumble.
Dang. I I got
Yeah.
scared too, right? But I got scared because I had to put in my birth date for the applications. And I didn't want to do that because I was a scared little 11-year-old boy. So, I looked at the schools. Oh, Yatkosota doesn't have an application. Just join that real quick.
Oh, is that how you did it? Oh my goodness.
Yeah. That's why I was in
Wow.
Yatkosota. And that's why I'm still in Yatkosota all this time.
There you go. You never left.
I never left. Well, I did leave a few times, but not for another school at least.
Yeah.
Oh, now that that's done, um, here. What does it mean to be the manager of the North American division?
Um, well, what it means is that pretty much I am the the top host for, or I guess quote unquote manager, for all the North American hosts. And in a to an extent, kind of EU a bit because there used to be an EU manager, but I believe it was Shane. I think he's since dropped out of it. To an extent, I'm also the EU manager, but not in name. Um, but with NA, what I do a lot is just make sure I take on new hosts. So I'm the one responsible for sending out applications for hosts, receiving applications for hosts, looking over them, sending people the host tests and make sure they are familiar with all the rules, especially rules updates. Making sure the current hosts are up to date on and making sure they are still doing their job. Um, so trying to do that, and that's what it kind of means. It's just a lot of it is just managing, kind of getting the host set up, make sure that the new rules are out. For example, when in staff, when there is a new rule that hey, this isn't, I need it in the rule book, so I can update the host because if it's not in the rule book, then technically it's not a rule yet. It needs to be in writing. So then the managers can go out and host and then be able to make that call.
I see, I see. Well, hearing all of this, I just have to ask, right? What's your secret? How do you manage your time? Being so many things all at once, as being the CEO of BCF, of USST, of Blue Division, managing the North American Division, being a part of the media team. How do you do it?
It's a lot of it's a lot of priority. So like with USST, it's USST is the least amount of priority, right? Um, USST is it sits on the back burner because it's a lot of it is hey, let me check in on the officers. Okay, it's time for a match, right? Um, the main priority is most likely BCF because I'm getting that going and currently working on it. The next one would probably be the NA manager stuff because how that works is Sunday matches are posted and by Tuesday matches are announced. Um, and then Saturdays are winners, and then obviously Sunday through uh until Saturday is we need matches host for these matches. So it doesn't take up too much time. Like it's very kind of increments where I pop in like, hey, we need a host for this. Hey, we need a host for that. The real busy time is when it's like we need new hosts and trying to teach them. So that's not too much. And then probably after that would be Blue Division because Blue Division is more my kind of hey, if I'm want to break from BCF, obviously I take very BCF very seriously. Is that I'll make a Blue Division match and we'll have fun and I'll go and shoot and do random stuff.
I see. Well, since you describe yourself as, describe BCF as being the most important part of your schedule, how would you describe BCF as a school to an outsider who has just joined the community?
Um, Obviously, I would advertise that we are the French school, uh, and we are a very kind of straight kind of we're not a school loaded that has a lot of diversity. A lot of things are very kind of standard. We're very standardized loadout. Um, we're a very kind of beginner friendly school. Everyone in BCF has the beginner tank to Soma is a very beginner friendly tank. Although it's our play style is a bit different. Obviously we're a much more defensive loadout, so we play more defensively, but we want to start experimenting with that. Um, so there's a lot of things. It's a good place to learn. Obviously, I love teaching, so I always advertise that hey, we're a very kind of beginner friendly school. We have a lot of combos, but at the same time, I want to make people aware that there's not a lot of mobility in our school. For example, like if you're a school like Ori, you couldn't move off, do like some crazy trick. Where in BCF we kind of have to stick together. Or like like schools like Yatco where you can kind of split off, do your own thing. BCF we have to stick together, and some people don't like that, and that's perfectly fine. But we're a very very teamwork focused kind of school, and so that's how I would advertise BCF if to like a new person.
Yeah, because it's always intrigued me how you guys are more of a school that plays together, whereas Yatkosota, we spread out a lot. We use our mobility a lot to actually pick people off one by one, and because of that, a lot of people consider Yatkosota as more veteran school, like not very newbie friendly. And I want to change that, right? I love teaching as much as anyone else does. And I have a few new guys, and I think I'm teaching them pretty well. It's just the learning curve is very steep since our loadout is not very forgiving. So, despite what many people might say that our loadout is quite strong, it's definitely one of the weaker loadouts we've had in the last few years, and it's not very forgiving. That's all. I kind of started talking about Jatkosota there. Let's go back to BCF. What is the current situation BCF looking like?
It's looking good. We're still kind of getting our bearings. We had a good few run of some wins, and we kind of reached like a stop. We've kind of met some schools that kind of stopped us in our tracks. So we're trying to adjust to that. Trying to get our people, excuse me, ready for the tournament. Trying to just get our bearings together. Playing defensive nowadays is pretty tricky. But I would say the current situation it's looking promising. We're not. I wouldn't say we're there yet. We still have some. We still have to keep moving. Uh, so I'm not where we're at. I'm not happy with it just yet, but it is looking promising. I would say.
Okay, okay. I kind of forgot to ask this earlier, so I'll just say it right now as the last question. What are your plans for the future Senshado news broadcasts?
So our plan is since this upcoming tournament is going to be, I believe it's going to be a round robin. There's going to be a lot of matches, so we are definitely going to be implementing the two kind of streams at once, where one's on YouTube, one's on the Discord stage, which I really like the Discord stage. And if maybe I'm going to send out a poll, see if we can get even more. Hey, we need more broadcasters, or because there are so many people, including yourself, there are so many people who are so talented in broadcasting, and one of the issues that we run into is that there are so little people, and so sometimes there are matches where the two hosts are going to be in the match, um, and so we cannot have the match go. We will have no stream because there's no host, or an issue with no one records or something like that. An issue happens, so there's definitely going to be a lot of checks before. But I would love to get out the word like, hey guys, we need more hosts. So I want people to really, really be excited, and I want people to try out. Even if it goes bad, sometimes you got to try out things, and sometimes you have the talent for it, and sometimes you don't, and that's okay. And so that's what we're kind of looking forward to, and kind of planning is kind of getting the multi-staged kind of literally the multi-stage broadcast for in case let's say three matches or two matches you know but definitely expand the team and get as many matches as we can broadcasted, that's for sure.
Yeah, we'll see. Especially since this episode is gonna come out in 5 weeks? Question mark.
Oh yeah. Tournament will be ongoing.
Yeah, so by then you'll see how it went. And
Yep.
if anyone's listening to this and the tournament's still going on and you want to help out, you know who to contact. Milk is right there.
Yay.
Well, I think that's all from me. Do you have any questions yourself that you'd like to ask of me as the host of Yapkosota?
Um, since I'm here, well, who are your planned guests? If I'm episode 5, who are your planned guests for 1 through 4?
Well, episode 1 was just me talking to myself for like 2 minutes, introducing myself.
Oh,
I don't know if you saw it actually just yet, but I'll send it to you later. As for episode 2, 3, and 4, I have Yoko as my quote unquote first guest. Then I have Shrek right after him, and then Tebow.
ooh, that's a good one. Who and then who is one guest that you would like love to get on?
Oh, I would love for Jerry to get on. And I already got like an okay from him. I already sent him a list of questions that I want him to answer. So we'll see in the future, I guess. Maybe he'll be episode 6, maybe he'll
I'm
be
waiting for
episode
that
12.
episode.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that episode. I'm excited.
You know, been a lot of yapping right now, and I hope that the other guests will talk around the same length. Because if this episode's gonna be like an hour long, and then all the other episodes like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, kind of awkward, you know?
Well, it's okay. I think it just shows our chemistry together, you know.
Yeah.
But the bar has been set. The bar has been set now. Even on the 5th episode, the bar has been set.
It is what it is. And I think I'm going to wrap it up now. Thank you, Milk, for coming.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Junior, and I hope to come back again and we could do some more yapping.
Yeah, so if you, the listener, want to join the community or check out any of the schools that we talked about today, check the links in the description. Make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss the next interview /podcast. See you later. Bye bye.
Bye.